Cujo here. Today I had a request. Well, about a day ago, I had a request from Mark Holmes. He said, Marcel Salcido, okay, I have a request. Want to know your thoughts about racism and how you dealt with it if you have been a target. How I dealt with it is I wasn't aggressive with it, because if I was aggressive with it, I would have started more problems than what was already brought to me. I've been a target with, like I told you, with the C&M Entertainment, the shooting, with my school, I was a target. And my principal even told me, like, I know you, Marcel. Like, if you know me, then you know I wouldn't shoot up the school. But yeah, I still got suspended and all that kind of bull crap. Another time I was a target was this one kid I no longer talk to. I used to go to school with him as well. He was brought around a few times, but he would literally call me the N-word. Like, with the hard R. It wasn't like nigga, it was the other one. And after a while, I mean, I just brushed it over my shoulder, you know. I was like, alright, he's just being stupid. But after a while, it got tiring. It even started problems with me, like, with him, just being around him. I was tired of hearing it. And I mean, there's only a certain few people, like, I mean, there's incidents I've actually been doing something like a real, you know, and I deserved it. But I mean, he would just call me it non-stop. Every time he would see me, he'd be like, what up, you know. And it was a lot. Another guy that I used to hang out with too, he's a big pussy, but he started the whole entire thing too with calling, like, me the N-word. Like, he used to be a really close friend. I mean, he's a musician now. He's practically going downhill. That's because of his own stupidity. But it started with him, but this kid, like, he just wouldn't stop. And it got so bad that Cody and I both, we were going to fight him whenever we would see him out in public. But the only time he would show up would be, like, when he's at my job. And when he's at my job, I can't do anything besides greet him like I would every other customer. Like, hey, how you doing? How can I help you? That kind of bull crap. Like, I couldn't punch him in the face like I wanted to. I've been around racism for a while. I mean, I've had people call me a porch monkey, a spick, a lot of racist things. I mean, I'm of multi-race. I am black, white, French, Filipino, and Mexican. I do want to work on my Spanish more, but I've been around racism a lot in my life. I brush it over my shoulder. I ignore it, because if it's anything I've learned in my past and even now, even from other people, is when there's a fire going, don't fuel it. You're just going to make things worse. Instead, try to kill off the fire by ignoring it and not even paying it any attention. It's like with a lot of guys, it's like when they're chasing a woman and the woman, like, ignores them, they'll eventually back off. And same with the racism situations. It's like, if I ignore them, they'll die off. And same with this kid, with him calling me the N-word, it died off finally. Because I ignored him. I ignored every message he sent me. After a while, you know, he started to apologize. I was like, I'm not going to deal with it. I don't care about your apology. It's useless to me. But, yeah. It got to me a lot most of the time. And even today, like, when I'm lifting, or, like, in the weight room and I'm hitting the punching bag, I'll just think about that moment and take out my anger that way. Because honestly, if I was to get a hold of his face, you would not recognize him at all. I even work with his girlfriend, and his girlfriend gives me these dirty ass looks all the time. And I'm like, stop looking at me that way. You don't know a single thing about me besides what your boyfriend told me or told you about me. All you know is that he used to call me an N-word, and he probably said some other stupid bull crap that's not true. But yeah, how I deal with racism is just, I brush it over my shoulder, I ignore it. Even in the store where I work at, I ignore a lot of the things that people do or what they say to me. because of the simple fact that, one, I'm at work, and two, like, if I let it get to me, then I'm stepping down to their level, and it's not worth my time, and it's not going to make me any better. Even to, like, now, I'm still doing like I would any other thing in my life, like anger, depression, I lift. Even with that, with racism and how it affects me, is I lift. I don't let it get to me. I try to use it to make me better. But my view on it is I accept everybody for who they are. I've said this for some years. Everybody has a past. Everybody has done something in their life that they regret doing, which is true. I mean, I have a lot of things in my life I regret doing, but being racist is not one thing. I will treat another person, no matter what, race, ethnicity, religion, whatever it is, gender, I will treat them the same as I would anybody else, no matter what. One thing I just don't like is, if you're gay, don't hit on me, please. I'm not gay. I'll talk to you like I would a human being, but that's where I draw the line. I'll talk to you. I won't flirt back with you. But I hope, like, one day I'm able to reach out to a lot of people and change this world where we're all connected as one. No, there's no longer racism. I know it's going to be around for a long time, but I want to end racism myself in some kind of way, and hopefully that I can help push the movement that racism is ended. Racism, just, to me, it's stupid. It's like, my thoughts on it is like, when a rich kid is talking to a poor kid, and it's like, I have this. It's like a white man talking to a black man saying, I have these rights and you don't because you're black. Which is absolutely wrong. We're all made the same way. We're all born the same way. There's nothing special, you know? Whether you're white, black, Asian, European, Cambodian, Korean, Chinese, whatever it is. We're born the same way. We're made the same way. We have the same things on the inside as we do the outsides. We're all affected by the same things every day. How you take it is how you take it. Whether it makes you a better person or it breaks you down and makes you a worse person than what you've already made yourself as. I don't approve of it. And same goes for my fans. If you're racist, please do not comment. Don't even subscribe. Leave my channel alone, because this is going to be a non-bully zone, a non-racist channel. I don't want to see the N-word fly around like I have seen it before on the CNN channel. I don't want to see that any more than the next person. I can see laughing jokes from here and there, but I don't want to see the hard R, and I don't want to see anybody be called like a wetback, spit, porch monkey. I don't want to see any of that. There are certain friends like Cody. He's a close friend of mine. I'll allow him to call me like a nigga. You see, but as far as calling me the N-word, I will more than likely hit him in some kind of way. I have before in the past, and he's hit me. But the point is that I do not approve of racism at all. Even going through high school, I was still a target with sports, classwork, even some of my classwork that I thought was like at least worth a B, I got a D on it. Like, I would spend hours, you know, how high school students, you typical high school students, if you're watching this, you know, you spend hours on your homework trying to make sure it's good, it's like worth at least an A. And that's the same with me, and yet I would get like a D on it. But I've always been good at math, so I wasn't worried about math too much. Even with sport, it's like, I have an older brother. I did the same sports as he did. We went to the same high school. Duh. But like, my coaches expected me to be like him, be as fast as him, be as strong as him, in which I'm stronger. Like, when I was in high school, I was stronger than him. I had more muscle mass. I had a bigger body. I was more of a heavier person than he was, but as far as quickness goes, I wasn't as fast, but a lot of my coaches wanted me to be like him. And, you know, it kind of just gets to me. And even the players, they're like, you're black, Marcel. You should be able to jump this high. I mean, I could jump higher than most of the guys. Like, my senior year, I was the only person who could jump at least, like, 38. Like, I had a vertical of 30, I think it was, or 29 or 30. But I was, like, the only person for a while. And then others get better, they could jump that high. But, like, for the longest time, it was like I was the only one to jump that high and do those things. And a lot of people were like, oh, come on, Marcel, you should be able to get up there. You should be able to, you know, touch the bottom ledge of the window. Because we had, like, I mean, you kind of see my house a little bit. Our roof is kind of high. It was like I could almost touch the roof if I was to jump. But a lot of my coaches, too, were like, come on, Marcel, this should be nothing to you. You should be able to do this. And I, you know, assumed it was because I was black. I'm part black. You know, and even with like my running speed and my running time, my coaches were like, "Come on, you should be like just like your brother," you know. And my friends too during football and track, they're like, "Just think about it like you're running from the cops or you're running from dogs." And I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna just stop you right there and ignore you real quick." And even I would joke myself like with other, you know, colored kids in school. I'm getting like tongue-tied. But even I would joke with them like, oh, you want to know why I'm so fast? Because I practice running from the cops. I'll joke with them about it, but like when it's like other white kids come around and they start joking with me, it's like I just die off. Because I know that we've all been through history class. You know, we learn about racism. We learn about slavery. And I'll joke with other colored kids about like slavery and everything and be like, ooh, don't whip me. Yes, massa. I'll joke with them about it, but then like when the white kid comes around, it's like I stop with that because it's like it's a whole new level. It's no longer a joke. For them, it's like, oh yeah, we're going back to the slave days. And they'll be like, yeah, of course you're going to assume the role of being a slave and I'm going to be your master because, you know, I'm white. Yeah, I mean, racism, I only joke about racism once in a while with like my other friends, my colored friends. I'll joke about that with them. Or like even with my mom, she's Mexican. I'll joke with her like, oh, I gotta go back to work, you know, in the tomato field. Or even tell her, like, go back to the field. But it's like a light joke. I'm not being serious about it. And then it's like when I'm with my white friends, my coworkers, it's like I come up with different jokes. I'll come up with something other than, like, racist jokes. And I even have, like, another friend. She's white, too. I call her Mama Mary. She's, like, 50 years old. She does not approve of racism at all. Not even like a joke about racism. I made a joke one time to like another one of my colored friends, you know, and he told her and she came over and smacked me on the arm. She's like, no, don't talk like that. And I was like, what? It's just a joke. She's like, I don't care. I was like, well, at least I know racism doesn't flow through her veins. But yeah, that's my thoughts and my outcome, my actions of racism. I don't approve of it at all. And I hopefully don't want to see it ever in my comment section again, like I did with the CNN entertainment. I don't want to see the racism at all. At all. I want racism to be done with for the rest of my life. You know, I mean, it's gonna come back eventually, but I don't want to see it in my comment section. I don't want it to be on my channel. And yeah. Hopefully I'm no longer a target now, you know, being almost 21 years old now. I'm no longer a target. Yeah. So, like and subscribe. Send me any more video requests. You know, stay tuned. Maybe you'll hear some more of my past and get to know what makes me me. You know, stay tuned. Cujo will be back with more video requests. I'll be coming up with some other stuff. But yeah, you know, I'll see you guys around. Peace.